Welcome back. This week we talk about childhood nostalgia, dead celebrities, P. Diddy and the ongoing investigation around him, how rich people get a little crazy with all that money. AI will now snitch on you when you're at self-checkout. A baby advertisement in Japan turns into a horror scene after the weather gets a hold of it. A skydiving instructor who was fraudulently training jumpers is being sentenced to prison. A Montana man is now being sentenced for crossbreeding sheep to be sold to hunting grounds. And in this week's Am I the Asshole, does enforcing rules about birthdays mean you're rude? We'd like to thank Ada Pacino, Mark Stadler, Kylie Gangwish, Colby Jordan, Chantel Stadler, Kevin Garahan, Andres Valles the God, Lord Reverend Professor Rusty J. Lugnuts, Horton Zamersla, and Pantera Girl. And away we go.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm on it.
Hey, Freak Show! You're going nowhere!
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Welcome back, kids and coaches, to another episode of West of Nowhere. I'm Levi.
And I'm Shane.
I wanted to do like that thing where it's like your kindergarten teacher was like super wholesome and welcoming. Oh my god, are you guys so excited? We're gonna color stuff and we're gonna build Legos, and I don't know what kindergarten's like. I
Really?
forgot most of it. I did kiss a girl first day at kindergarten though.
Dude, the first time I kissed a girl was inside of a tire.
You goddamn hillbilly. Alright, tell your story.
Oh, I was like, I couldn't have been.
Was it
More
a
than-
tractor tire?
It was. Maybe it was, but it wasn't like because we were on a farm. It was half the tire was stuck in the ground, like at a park.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And yeah, and we were at this like daycare, right on the on the entrance to Carrollton. It's not there anymore. At least I don't think it is. But yeah, me and this girl like got inside the tire. And we were fucking like talk. Like, I don't know. We were like young. We were like 7 or 8. So like I don't think it was ever.
Yeah.
That's what we thought we were gonna do. And then she kissed me.
Wow.
I was like, oh, okay, odd.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I don't even really remember. I should have thought about this scenario a lot more over my life so then I could remember it, but I feel like it was the first day of kindergarten. It might not have been, but there was this girl, don't even remember her name, but her sister was in my brother's grade, so I got to listen to him give me shit about it. I'll have to ask him, see if he remembers, but
Yeah.
yeah, she like, and it was one of those like reading pits, you know? Where
Okay.
It's got like the little steps that go down, and we were in like the first row, and for whatever reason, she kissed me square on the lips, and I said,
So are you in the school of thought that counts as a first kiss, or?
yeah, so obviously that counts, and then there's a huge dry spell that lasted about 20 years. No. Yeah, no, there's no way. I feel like if you're gonna go off of something like that, it's gotta have like intention behind it. Like,
Yeah.
you could get, a peck on the cheek from, anybody, and then you could count it otherwise, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
I always
Yeah.
found myself in like weird situations growing up. Like,
I'm gonna need you to elaborate on that.
yeah. So,
So there I was.
so during
upside down.
upside down. No, so like, I was like one of the summers I was with my dad, and I was out in Alabama, like in a town called Anniston, not like in the middle of nowhere. Fuck off.
Jennifer, nice.
I don't remember the girl's name.
Oh, well, you
But-
said Aniston, so I just assumed.
Yeah. Well, no, that's the name of the town.
I know.
You motherfucker. All right.
Alright.
No, and I was at this like, not necessarily a daycare, but this older lady who had 2 boys. She
Yeah.
also watched a bunch of kids, and I'm not sure why I was over there, because like my dad was driving trucks. I could have just rode with him, but I ended up staying there like a decent amount.
Yeah.
Not like overnight, but just like during the day a bunch. And the like older boy was kind of fucked up, and like looking back at it now, what he was doing was very shitty. But there were girls that were there also that were closer to his age than mine. And I remember one day being in the woods, and he was like, everyone, there was like 6 of us and 2 girls. And they were like, everyone pull your pants down. Not the girls, obviously. He was like,
No.
and the guys didn't, we just like, you just like pulled your shorts down, like you're still in your underwear.
Yeah.
And then he was like, no, the girls are going to touch you. And I was like, what the and like now looking back, I'm like, what the fuck? In the moment, I was just like, I guess this is normal because this is what those kids are doing.
Yeah.
But but thinking back, that
feels like a crime.
Like, yeah, that kid is fuck. I mean, like he was like a couple years older than me, so he wasn't whatever.
Do you remember his name? Can you look up to see if he's in prison for something child related?
Probably not, dude, because his family was pretty well off. Like the mom didn't have to work, and the dad was always gone for work. So,
yeah, it is always those types. Weird. That's definitely not how I thought this show would begin, but it's pretty funny. I also found myself in weird predicaments, but in the way that, like, for instance, I don't know what it is about me or what it was about me at that time, but like in middle school, there was girls after class who would flash me their bras.
Yeah.
But like, that was just a thing they did.
But yeah, but when you're young like that, that's amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, I don't even give a fuck. It's close. It's close.
One time, full boobage.
Nice.
Yeah. So that was pretty sweet. And I remember, this is probably going to get canceled for this, but I remember being like, all right, it's almost that time. They're going to flash me. And so I like got up close because I was going to bop one because I thought
like a whack-a-mole.
Yeah. She's like, get back. And I was like, all right, I guess I'll listen to you since I'm about to be treated. But, yeah, then it was full boobage, and I was like, whoa. So that's what that is. Pretty exciting.
Yeah.
First real-life boobs. There's 2, but...
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. If you move further down the timeline, there was another situation that popped in my mind. I was never like a kid that ended up at any of those like parties that you hear about that I used to hear about where like crazy shit would happen with.
Yeah.
And this chick that I knew,
Tyler skinned himself. What? No
Yeah.
way.
that or like, oh, those 2 girls were fucking naked at a party, and I was like, oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
I was never at those kind of parties until I was at this like birthday party where we were all just gonna stay and hang out and like it was like a sleepover. We were all like 15. Yeah. And this girl was throwing a birthday party, but it ended up only being like me, her, 3 other girls, and 1 other guy. And they were like, we're gonna play strip poker. And I was like, this is amazing. And I only think about the story because this is the first time I've seen a vagina that I was like, I don't like the way that looks.
Oh no!
And what sucks is like I won't say
Was
her
it
name.
like
She's
the
super
one
nice
from
girl.
Teeth or what?
She had like a. It was like just like a. It was like an extra like. I don't know how to explain. It was like an extra skin, like a flap,
Had
a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, and I've obviously through my years I've seen that later on, but at the time that was the first time I'd ever seen a vagina like that, and I was like, dude, this is.
You're like, well, hold on. That's not what all the videos look like.
Exactly, right? And it sucked because the girl that it was attached to, very awesome, very hot. And I was just like, this is unfortunate.
Nah. Sometimes that happens. Yeah. Well, now that everybody knows that we're terrible humans and have been for a while, I'm going to read some YouTube comments. If you are thinking to yourself, you guys are depraved and piles of shit, leave a comment. If you have a story similar to ours, you can also leave a comment.
Ooh.
And chances are I might read it. Today's, or last week's, I guess, would be sponsored by T-Ferg, back in the swing of things. He's got a lot. First question, I'm going to assume this is directed at you. Do the comments on Spotify count towards the 100 comment goal?
Ooh. I mean, sure, why not? But we still won't be anywhere
Yeah.
close. But yeah.
Yeah,
no,
there's
I'll
only
count 'em.
one comment on the last week's video, and it was posted saying Ozzy Osbourne's the next to die, which is fighting words. So square up. Andres Valles also on the YouTube comments said that his guess for next celebrity to pass is going to be Clint Eastwood or Sam Elliott. Also, how dare you? Clint Eastwood makes sense. Sam Elliott, I'm not ready to accept
No,
yet.
that dude's immortal.
I just saw him in a USAA commercial with Rob Gronkowski, and I was very excited about it. I was like, oh, shit. And then I didn't know that he was in the, I think his Air National Guard, which is kind of neat. But,
Okay.
Yeah. Also, found a random article about it, kind of related to this, is Al Pacino says, there's nothing there after we die. He just said, you're gone. I was like, oh. Okay. Apparently he almost died in 2020. He had no pulse for a few seconds. Didn't know that. I don't even remember hearing about that.
Yeah, not once.
But he said there's nothing there. And I was... Okay. So, pretty exciting news. If you want to put Al Pacino's name in the Deadpool that we got going on now, go ahead. We should keep a running track of this, and then we can be like, oh, hey, Andres Valles, you were correct. You guessed Clint Eastwood or whatever.
Well, I mean, I have a story that says all three guesses are wrong, so it's fine.
Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. A lot of Diddy comments from T Ferg. Says,
Oh, wow.
First one, yeah. Says, are we talking about Diddy with the probably island rich accusations? I don't remember the context of that, but probably. And then also, he says, if Diddy gets Epsteined, we'll have more conspiracy theories coming out. And I just want to say, why would anybody be shocked that he would kill himself in prison after this? I get why people are like, well, Epstein definitely didn't kill himself because of XYZ. That makes sense, but also, why wouldn't he? You know, what? That was always my kind of thought process. It makes sense that he'd just fucking kill himself. Why would he take everybody down with him? Only to get he'd be still the main guy, you know what I mean? I guess It just doesn't make any sense to me. But so if you want to put Diddy's name on there on the old Deadpool, we'll mark it.
I mean, we have to watch out, you know what I mean? Talking about Diddy, man.
Yeah.
You know,
he's gonna Tupac us?
Dude, if he had Tupac killed, we're not untouchable. I'm just saying.
Did you know the last photo of Tupac ever was taken on my birthday? Not my date of birth, for sure, but he was at that fight, which was on the 7th. And then the last photo of him is after midnight on the 8th.
Oh, wow.
Or something like that. I can't remember. Now I'm not sure. I might have just...
Oh, great.
It, but
Okay.
let's see. When was Tupac shot? Which time? On September 7th, 1996. Okay. At 11:15 p.m. So he was shot, and there's a photo of him in the... getting put in the thing.
Yeah. Ambulance.
And he's like, fuck you.
Oh, wow.
And it's marked, September 8th. Oh, here. Dude, I got it. Hold on. Skirt.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there goes 9/8/96, dude.
Yeah. Crazy. I'm assuming whoever took that picture was from a different time zone. Because if he was shot right before midnight in Nevada, in Las Vegas, that's Pacific time.
Yeah.
So there must have been an East Coast photographer. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of funny, though.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah. So should we roll into? We can roll right into that because I actually have a thing
Okay. Well then,
about that. Or do you want to say something?
well, I'll ruin everyone's comments. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Just so you guys know, Ken Page died. The voice actor
Oh.
for Oogie Boogie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, it actually has been kind of a crazy run. There's been a lot. Like,
Yeah.
it's real weird. I kind of just want to look that up.
How many people have died so far?
Yeah, celebrity deaths in the last week. I mean, there's got to be a few. Richard Simmons. That's a while ago. Come on,
Yeah, I was gonna
ABC
say.
News. What are you doing?
So about Ken Page, it doesn't say how he passed. It just says he passed away on the 30th.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was best known for, you got it, Oogie Boogie, which
Yeah.
I thought that was crazy that the dude only ever did, like, that's like his claim to fame. Besides that, he's just a Broadway actor.
Yeah.
Which
Which kind of makes sense because like that Nightmare Before Christmas, Nightmare Before Christmas.
yeah, before.
I mean, that was like kind of like a cutting edge thing. Like that wasn't like a big production that people were like, fucking put all the A-list actors in it. Like, you know, it was kind
like
of
now.
yeah, like because it's, I don't know, just from a different time, I guess. But yeah, John Amos was the one that I was thinking of. I got a picture. This guy, he was
Yeah.
in Coming to America.
Yeah, we talked about him last week.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh. And then I didn't know Tito Jackson, rip. I just seen today that Whitney Houston's mom died. So, you know, which is kind of sad that she outlived her by so long. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But
That's got to be the worst. Like,
yeah.
outliving your kids it's got to be terrible.
Yeah. Especially like somebody as so famous as Whitney Houston. Like,
Well,
because I imagine as a parent, if you got to that point where your kid's like just like unbelievably successful, like that's kind of like a point where you're like, this is as good as it gets for me. Like, look at how awesome my kid is. And then
Yeah.
like you expect yourself to be like, you know, this is the best I'm gonna see. And then unfortunately she saw like all of the decline.
yeah, the fall. Yeah.
Yeah, which is gotta be rough. Yeah. So anyway, pretty exciting stuff. Also, so we were talking about Diddy and Tupac, but I saw that an investigator, a crime scene investigator, has come forward with claims that they have linked Diddy to Tupac's murder, which has been kind of the rumor mill. I remember we talked about it not that long ago. Well, maybe it has been, but we talked about Keefy D getting arrested or swatted. Like they raided the house and had a bunch of Polaroids and stuff and
Yeah.
whatnot. This isn't like a active police investigator. This is like some sort of other kind of investigating thing.
Okay.
Like maybe like a third party or something. I don't know, but it is kind of interesting how much shit is kind of pushed into this whole Diddy kerfuffle, if you will. I think that's probably the best way to describe it. It's like there's like so much shit being brought about him. Like, I mean, we I'm pretty sure we talked about it when, was it the FBI raided his house?
Yeah.
And then he's just been kind of like gone. Like he finally was arrested a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And like all of the shit that's been coming out since then is crazy. Like
Yeah.
the funniest thing obviously is like the thousands of bottles of lubricant, like the baby oil,
all the 800 dildos or whatever. The
yeah.
fuck? That's
And then like
insane.
I guess what I don't know the word I'm looking for, but the implication of what was going on.
Yeah.
So there's like the freak offs that he was hosting, these like crazy sex parties. But like what the goal was to blackmail people, like get them to participate and then use their participation as blackmail to basically control them.
That's insane.
In a financial way or whatever. All while, you know, having, you know, rape, sexual assault, all that stuff tied into it, and then human trafficking, probably underage human trafficking, like all of this stuff. Man, it is great. And people are like, well, if he kills himself, we'll know what happened. Like, listen, obviously, it feels like he probably will. I mean, I would if I was. I mean, if I was in that situation, there's no way you couldn't hide enough sharp objects from me.
I think I brought it up when we talked about this last time, but like, when you're that rich and you think that you're just beyond the normal rules that apply to everyone, like, it's got to be, your mindset has to be fucking on a different plane of consciousness, like, which is why Kanye went crazy, you know?
Just couldn't handle it. It just couldn't adjust to the I was reading a random thing about, I think it was like a Reddit AMA, but it was like a random one. It wasn't like like somebody like famous, but it was somebody talking about the stages of like exorbitant wealth.
Okay.
And like this person was at this level where they were talking about, you know, I'm not quite at the level of like where I can, like, I know about things that a lot of people don't know about, like as far as like things that you can own.
Yeah.
Like just like crazy expensive things. He's like, I know about those, but I can't afford them.
Right.
But the people that can literally buy whatever they want.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like he's talking about how at his level he never checks, like doesn't check his fucking finances on his own. He's got like a team of people that do it and then report, like, just like insane levels of, well, and like there's no way you stay normal with.
Can you
shit
imagine
like
that? Can you imagine being so rich you hire someone to track your money for you?
Yeah.
Like, you don't look. You just wake up in the morning and fucking run your card or whatever to do whatever the fuck you want to do whenever you want to do it, and then somebody goes, "Hey, Levi, you're gonna need to slow down this quarter. You're a little thin." And it's like, all right, what do you mean by thin? Well, you got to stop spending $10,000 a day. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Knock it down to 7. All right.
Fine.
Guess I'll skip the Happy Meal.
That's the thing that blows my mind, dude. Is there are people who spend in a day what I make in a month. Like,
yeah. I think my brother was telling me this anecdote about Jeff Bezos the other day, but it was like, if you made $1,000 a second, and I think if you started working in like when Jesus was born, you still wouldn't have the same amount of money that Jeff Bezos has, or something like that.
That is insane.
Which is just like a preposterous thing to say. Like, you make $1,000 a second from 2024 years ago. Like, I can't remember the specific numbers or dates, but like either way, it's insane. I remember in middle school, our math teacher had also presented something similar, but it was, Bill Gates was the rich guy back then.
Right.
And he was talking about how he makes like $100 a second. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I don't know how true that was either, but sounds cool.
It's still wild to think about.
Yeah. Pretty wild. So, yeah, it's just people that live different lives than a lot of other people, and it is kind of fun, kind of exciting. The kind of people that don't have to like forget to scan something at the self-checkout, just to feel a little good about them. Oh, darn, I didn't scan that pack of chicken breasts. Shoot. It's like $10 and you feel real good about yourself. You're like, yes. Yeah. Fucking pulled one over on them. Like the people that have people shopping for them type of levels.
Well, I mean, at this day and age, you can do that now. With
well, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But yeah.
Fuck, yeah, we're all loaded, dude. I got DoorDash.
I mean, when you think about like for our country, I think a lot of us don't realize just how fucking well off we have it. Because like the world average income, if you make $50,000 a year, you make more than most of the world makes in a year.
Yeah,
that's insane.
That is crazy.
Because if I made 50 grand a year, I think I'd be struggling.
Yeah. Well, and that's just the thing is like, okay, you make more than the rest of the world, but there's a lot of places in the rest of the world where less money can get you further because what they need to survive is a lot less. Like there's, right. I mean, obviously Western, like America, a lot of places like it, we have things that we don't need. He says on his podcast, recorded at his computer with 2 monitors and frivolous Lego spending all over the background. Yeah, dude. So like, there's levels to it, I suppose. But.
Yeah. Do you know how mad I get if I go somewhere where I can't fucking get an Uber? Like, it's bad. Like I've gotten so used to being able to just grab my phone and go, all right, I'm getting a ride to this place, that when I go to places that don't have Ubers, like just because like there's just not like a need for them or there's not somebody who's doing it in that area, it just sucks.
Yeah.
You're in foreign country and like you just gotta like depend on this random dude who says he's a taxi driver. Oh.
Yeah. It's an exciting way to live,
I mean, I've ended up in some pretty cool situations because of just riding with random dudes who said they were taxi drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah. And fucking in Crete in 2018.
What happened?
This dude, look, we were looking for a taxi, couldn't find an Uber, obviously, because they didn't have them in Crete. And this guy was like standing next to his car and we're like, are you a taxi driver? And he pulled out this fucking fancy card, which I found yesterday, which is how I thought about the story.
Oh, nice.
And he took us everywhere.
Yeah.
All 3 days we were in Crete, that dude would the first day took us a bunch of places, and then the second day he was outside of our hotel waiting for us to call him. Like he was ready.
That's awesome.
He took us to this like abandoned church at the top of a mountain, which I was pretty sure where he was going to murder us.
Yeah. Been there.
But yeah, dude took us to like meet his mom and fucking yeah. Like he was just super cool. He was just like a super cool older dude. And he's like me and my son drive cars every day to give tourist rides. And I don't know, it must have been a slow 3 days because he was fucking always there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I like about this story is that you began it with, I fucking hate when I can't get a Uber some places. And then you're like, so there I was in Crete. And it's like, okay, all right.
I didn't fly to Crete, though.
There I was in the Mediterranean. My yacht broke down. Oh, yeah, okay. I see how it is. Man, all right. Well, I have a couple quick things.
Okay.
We're gonna tie this back into it. Actually, nice. I mentioned self-checkout a moment ago.
Yeah.
And did you know that they're outfitting some of their self-checkout systems with some artificial intelligence? They're using it to detect when people are stealing things at the self-checkout.
Okay, I mean that makes sense. You got to do something.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting. I don't know if you've been to some places where if you have something in like the bagging area and you haven't scanned anything, it'll yell at you.
Yeah.
So this is kind of what that is. But this girl got caught stealing from Walmart, and the self-checkout called a manager over, which is pretty funny.
That's great.
Yeah, pretty wild. It doesn't say this article's about the technology, not the girl, but it is kind of funny that like, well, you thought you pulled it. See, here's what you do though. You don't put it in the bagging area. You put it in a bag that you're holding and then put that in your cart. So yeah.
I've been to some places where the sensor where the bags are, if the weight is off from what the computer thinks, whatever you just scanned, it'll be like, yo, take it away, it's the wrong.
And
like
some of them are in there just because, like, if you're doing like fruit,
yeah,
it'll weigh it, which is cool. But I'm sharing this one specifically because of the title, and I'm gonna read it to you now. Mexican Coke kicked off fentanyl tour after frontman reportedly fights audience. So there's a punk band called Mexican Coke.
Okay, all right.
And they're having a fentanyl tour, which is another band, apparently, fentanyl.
God damn, dude.
Yeah. So that's crazy. I've clicked on that and I was like, man, I gotta figure out what the fuck's going on here. So glad I did, because it was worth it. There's this one's terrifying, but it's hilarious. So there's a store sign in Japan that used a picture of a baby, and the ink in the poster, like the big billboard, melted in the heat. And so now it's just this fucking demon thing. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude.
That's nightmare fuel, dude.
That's so scary. Imagine, like, see, here's what would happen for me, though, is, like, I'd go to Japan, and I'd watch The Grudge before I went, because
you hate yourself, yeah.
Yeah, because I like to do stuff like that. And then I'd, like, turn the corner on this random street and see this demon baby on the wall. Be like, ah, fuck. Well, game over, man.
Yeah, game over.
Game over, man. And I have a funny thing. There's God, I don't know exactly specifically what he is, but there's a video of this guy who said he bought Taylor Swift's autographed guitar for $4,000 and then proceeded to smash it. Which is pretty funny that he decided to do that. But then it turns out it wasn't actually that.
Oh,
so,
okay. Was there a reason why he smashed it?
Yeah, because Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris for president, so he's just like one of those guys.
He's like one of those Bud Light idiots.
Yeah.
Who went out and bought a shit ton of cases, then destroyed them like idiots.
Yeah.
Take that, Bud Light.
You made this one custom can for this one person? Fuck you. Yeah, just like those guys, Kid Rock. It wasn't Kid Rock, though. I mean, not the one that smashed the guitar, but...
Yeah, I gotcha.
I was going to say, I think I have a video of it here.
Oh. It's very anticlimactic.
Yeah. He's just whacking it with a hammer.
Well, it'd be so much cooler if he was just like slamming it on the stage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You could tell this guy's not a music fan, because any person knows that Pete Townsend would have shredded that fucking thing. Like, just smashed the holy living hell out of it. And it's an acoustic guitar. You know how much fun those things are to smash? They're so much fun. But he wasn't thinking. I guess I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Last story that I got.
Okay.
A California skydiving instructor
Ooh.
fraudulently trained new instructors, and because of this, there's a couple people died, specifically in 2016.
Oh, fine.
Yeah. So this guy has been sentenced to 2 years in prison, which is, do you think that's an appropriate amount of time? Like, I would think if you were training people on how to, like, if you were legitimately training somebody,
Yeah.
and then something happened, like, that's like I don't know, criminal negligence in some way. But like, if you literally like gun decked, just pencil whipped these qualifications for these people to be skydiving instructors who are jumping out of fucking airplanes for money with people, I feel like you gotta know that that's probably not the move. Like,
I think the only reason why he probably didn't get more time is because the people he fraudulently trained, no one died. I think at that point, like, if someone had died, then he would have gotten way more time. You know what I mean? Because
one did die.
Oh, shit.
Tandem jumping with somebody.
Oh, well.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you think? Well,
yeah, that should be like, what is that? Like criminal. What the fuck is the word?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's like manslaughter, where you like don't mean to kill somebody, but they die.
I think it's worse than that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because at least manslaughter it's an accident, but this dude was fraudulently training people how to dive, and then one died from his shitty training.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
criminal misconduct or some shit or whatever.
Yeah, Kylie, I'm gonna need your legal expertise on this one.
Come on.
But yeah, there's like, I don't know. It's such a wild thing. Like, if you want to fraudulently train somebody on how to ride horses, probably more suitable for something like that. But like, I don't know. You're like, it's not a big deal. All we're doing is jumping out of airplanes, pulling the parachute. I mean, what's the fucking worst that can happen?
Yeah. No big.
NBD. All right. So, yeah.
All right. Well,
that's all I got.
Yeah. In other news, a Montana rancher has gotten sentenced to 6 months in prison, which I don't really see. Let me just preface, I don't really see how this is so bad, but this dude he bought DNA of the Marco Polo Argali mountain sheep.
Okay.
It's one of the largest species in the world, weighing 300 pounds.
Oh.
He took that DNA and put it in sheep in Montana in hopes of making what he called the Montana Mountain King.
Okay.
And then he was selling those sheep. And here's like a picture of what one of them was full grown. Not a great picture. I wish that I had a better one. There we go. That guy.
So that's what he made, or that's what he took the DNA
That's
from?
the Argali. Yeah, they never had. I guess none of them ever got old enough. At least there's no pictures of them.
Why did he go to jail? Because you're not supposed to do that?
Because it's illegal. Yeah.
What? Come on.
Well, on top of that,
he was fun animals. I don't know.
was selling those sheep to like what they called it, to like a prize hunting facility. Essentially, like they set out animals and then you could just go get to shoot them.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's I don't know. That's a weird one.
Yeah,
I feel like I want to make some cool animal combinations sometimes. Why is that a crime? No, dude, it's, I don't know, the I don't even know what you'd call it, but like the biology system of like ecology, I don't know, is so very particularly, like, I watched this documentary on the people who run like imports at like an airport.
Yeah.
And they're like confiscating plants and stuff.
Okay.
for people flying different places. And they're like, you can't bring that plant to Hawaii or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it could disrupt the ecosystem, the natural ecosystem.
Yeah.
Which is good that we're there because, like, 100 years ago, nobody gave a fuck. So, like, if this guy would have lived 100 years ago and made his super goats or whatever he wanted to do, nobody would have gave a shit. Like, and then Montana would just be called Goat Land because they would have taken over.
Yeah.
Or sheep or whatever the fuck. But
yeah, and there's evidence of invasive species all over the place, like in Alabama. Yeah. I don't know how true it is, but you ever heard of shit called kudzu?
No.
That's what I've always heard it called. It's like this weird vine shit that
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Fucking covers everything and kills shit from covering
and
it.
There's like fucking python, like crazy pythons all over the place in like Florida. There's hogs in Texas and basically a lot of places, but that's the one that I think of the most because like people like go down and pay to like ride in helicopters and shoot machine guns.
Those videos are fucking wild.
Fucking Ted Nugent is like, ah.
Oh man. All right. If you made it this far, stop what you're doing. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment about how great Levi looks with his new hat on.
Yeah. That's right, baby.
Oh man. All right. This week's Am I the Asshole? Am I the Asshole? I told my mother-in-law that's all on her. By the way, terrible fucking title, but it was the most...
It's good that they didn't give anything away, though. I do appreciate that. But also, what the fuck, man?
All right. My 5-year-old's birthday is coming up, and he wants a chocolate cake with chocolate icing. It's his birthday, so I said yes. My mother-in-law can be a selfish cow sometimes. And my...
Hell yeah.
Out the gate, dude.
Yeah.
And my son was telling her how he's getting chocolate cake and chocolate ice cream. My mother-in-law said she didn't like that, and my should get something well. Oh, okay. Well, he didn't do the capital, so it was confusing. All right. Should get something we all like. My son said it's not your birthday, so you don't get a say.
Goddamn right.
This would normally be disrespectful, but recently said this to my son when we went to his friend's party when my son didn't like the cake flavor and we had the discussion about how the birthday person gets to choose their cake because it's their special day. This dude's really killing me.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law was shocked and I told her the same thing I told my son. When it's your birthday, you can get whatever cake you want. My mother-in-law called me a bitch and my son a spoiled brat. So I told her with that attitude, you won't be coming to the party.
You're uninvited, lady.
My husband was like, what the fuck? And tried to talk me into ordering his mom a cake that she would enjoy after our son was quote unquote rude to her. I said, no, it isn't her day. And that just teaches our son to act entitled at other people's parties. If we don't stick to the rules and etiquette that we explained to him, and it will just make him confused, entitled, and spoiled. My husband saw the truth in that because our son was excited about his birthday cake for his birthday and now understands that not everything is about him. Other people get to enjoy their special event how they want to. In return, my son gets to enjoy his special event and occasions how he wants to.
Yeah.
All right. My mother-in-law doesn't seem to get that and wants my son to write her a sorry note about what he did wrong. My husband and I
You're a dumb bitch.
My husband and I don't feel like my son did anything wrong by repeating what his parents told him. My mother-in-law said she's not coming to the birthday party or getting him a gift without the apology note. I told my mother-in-law that's all on her.
Yeah. You can't not show up to a thing you were uninvited from. Oh, no, you're not going to come to the thing I told you can't come to? Darn.
That's like getting fired and going, no, I quit. No, you were fired first. You were fired.
I mean, a lot of companies would prefer that you quit, though.
Yeah.
Because then they don't have to pay unemployment.
Right. That's fair.
I don't think the mom's the asshole at all.
No.
Taught the kid something. Kid responded, like, learned the lesson, and is applying it.
Yeah.
That's usually good. That's a good thing. How fucking old is his mother-in-law? Like, dude, fucking grow up. Well, I just don't want any cake. Then don't fucking eat any cake. You know what happens if there's cake that I know I'm not gonna like? If it's like one of those ones that's just like, it's just gonna be so fucking sweet, and there's no like
Yeah, it's got like
overpowering.
It's got a half inch of fucking icing on it.
Yeah, just that real thick like shit. Like, okay, I'm just not gonna have cake. Like, you don't have to have cake. Why would they change the entire cake for somebody who's only gonna have one fucking slice?
Yeah.
Just get her ass a cupcake or something.
There you go. Ooh, they do make some pretty fancy cupcakes nowadays.
Yeah, I would have got her a plain one and then put a candle in it. Like, well, since apparently it's your birthday, here you go. It's not my birthday. Oh, weird. And why are you acting like a fucking asshole? You're a parent. How do you feel about this one?
I mean, I think it's good to instill that, like what they instilled in their son, which was like it's not always about you. And I think that can be very hard, especially if you have an only child, to instill that into like a kid. So, I mean, so it sounds like he paid attention, and you can't, and like she said, you can't get mad at him for how he responded, because that's how you told him to respond.
Yeah.
Like, well, mom told me this is how I'm gonna respond because it's my birthday. So, I mean, and I agree. You get one day a year where you get to be fucking a little selfish about what's going on. Go for it. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Fight the power. I'm like selfish because I want more drama from this mother, and like I want more backstory.
Yeah.
Because I kind of wonder if this lady already doesn't like her mother-in-law.
I mean, I would imagine
because
how
she started it off with her selfish cow. And yes, the story does kind of warrant it, but like I want to know all of it because I'm nosy. So
that would be great. We could get like a really long one.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I don't think she's an asshole. If you disagree, or if you agree, or if you didn't listen to any of it, you can leave a comment on the YouTube, and I might read it. Yeah.
Let's see. We'd like to thank our friends, The Real Creature Feature, David and Sarah from the Macabre Emporium.
Shit. I was like waiting for a funny one. I was like, all right, let's see what he gets this week. Real names. Oh.
The Society of Cryptid Hunters, and of course, The Remedial Scholar, whenever Levi decides to make episodes.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Whenever I get around to it. And that's it. I've had enough. Peace out, bitches.
Tip your bartender.